Alright, welcome to this video. I don't know if you remember that big tree job where the tree company came in and cut a whole bunch of dead ash trees. Well, I'm back at it. When I was here, I sorted 12-foot sections, 6-foot, and chainsaw stuff that needs to be split by chainsaw. And they had a whole pile that I found out in the woods up front, or that was already cut in the firewood length, and it was getting really close to being absolutely no good. So I moved all that back here, so that way they could burn this stuff first. They just use it for outdoor fire pit, and they have a little wood stove inside in the winter that they use just for secondary heat, not a primary heat source. So they asked if I could split this, get this so they could actually burn it this year before it gets to the point of no good. So if you see, I'm gonna pan nice and slow. I already did that. Brought my log splitter with the 4-way wedge. So I just took care of that in the last hour or so. I have no clue how long it took. And I just moved the splitter forward so I can have more room. And when I was here, I had made this little landing spot with the pallets that were here. They were stacked out front, so that way they could stack their firewood. I made it a flat spot there for them. So this is gonna be close enough they could stack the firewood over there. And I'm just gonna keep stacking or splitting the wood for them. And little by little, my splitter's gonna be going up the hill. But if you remember, you can see where the woods line was. So I cleared all that. And then you look down the back hill, I lugged up all the big ash trees from all the way down the hill there and all the way back up with the mini excavator. Came up that little ramp and came up this way. I did not cut this tree down. That's gonna be for in the fall. Everything is nice and green. While the machine was here, we made the garden there. And here comes the supervisor coming down the hill. This is the outdoor supervisor right here. That's Tiger. 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 Come on, buddy. He's making sure there's nobody in the garden. Look at him. What's up, buddy? Yeah, what's up, buddy? Yeah. So I actually inherited this log splitter a couple years ago, and it's a Phoenix, and this thing is great. I mean, this thing is definitely a commercial log splitter, especially with the cycle time. Very, very impressed with it. So I ended up having to put bigger tires on it. I'm actually going to put even larger tires on it so that way I can get it up off the ground so I don't have to bend over as far. But like right now, I had to put this shield here because the exhaust of the mower was hitting the hydraulic line here. So I put the shield here to protect the hydraulic line, and now I'm noticing it's melting the air cleaner cover. That diverter should be facing up. So I'm going to take that diverter off, even though it's hot. I'm going to be careful. And I'm going to point the exhaust diverter up. There's only 3 little screws in there. So let's fix that. So I'm going to wrap up for the day. I got 3/4 of it done, if not more. A lot of that wood is past its prime. You're not going to get too much heat out of it, but they still want to burn it. So she asked if I could split it, and I said, absolutely. So that one reason I'm stopping is I got to do some work, little maintenance work on that log splitter. I'll show you in a minute. But that's all that's left. Went from a 6-foot high pile. It was all the way out to here. Actually, it was all the way out to here, all the way up to this log, over, up that high. So got maybe an hour left. But maintenance calls. First of all, let me pick this up off the floor. My deflector, those screws popped out. And that's the exhaust port right there. So that will melt my hose. And I just replaced the hoses, as you can see. And my metal shield was heating it up and wearing it away. So this has to be repaired. That's just couple sheetrock or self-tapping sheet metal screws. So I got the part here, so I will leave it there. Another thing that I noticed was my slide on the ram here. This bolt here loosened up. So I just got, see, I got it finger tight right now. But while I was working, I found this on the ground, and I didn't know where it came from until I saw that bolt wiggling. So then I looked over here, and this bolt is all the way out, and this one's loose. So I'm gonna get some new bolts for this. Actually, I could just take this one out so I get the right ones. I'm gonna get some new bolts for this, and I gotta bring my grease gun because I gotta grease this thing tomorrow. And then I'll finish it up. So I got a couple little small maintenance things to do. Yeah, so let's shut that fuel off before I forget. So once I get all this wood done, then I think it'll be pretty good. That stuff can wait a couple years or a year. And then that other stuff in that big pile could definitely wait. The bigger stuff could definitely wait even longer. So, and then you got this big piece of walnut here. So, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. So I'm back this morning with hopefully the right parts to put the log splitter back together. Once I get it together, I have to finish splitting that pile there. What I have for parts is I brought extras just in case. 3/8 bolts with lock nuts, or locking nuts. This one, I only had 2 locking nuts. So this one I have a lock washer on it. And then I have the deflector, and I have random different sheet metal screws in here. Self-tapping sheet metal screws. So I'm hoping one of those will fit. So I'm gonna do hopefully the easy part first, and I'm gonna put the ram back on the rail, tighten that all up, and then I will work on the exhaust. So for the exhaust deflector, I picked up a bunch of sheet metal screws, different sizes, three different sizes, and I am going to see which ones fit in those screw holes that are already there. And I think It was deflected this way, which is ideal, but it melts this. Can't do it up because I don't want all the water having to go in there from the rain when I'm not using it. I don't want to have to worry about covering it. Can't have it down, or shouldn't have it down, because you got the cylinder and the engine head right there. So I'm going to turn it this way, facing the work area. But before I do that, let's see what screws work. All right, that one will work. That's the first one I tried. I don't like these. Yeah, see, these are coarse thread. I don't like those, even though they're Phillips. So I think I'm gonna use these. So take the deflector. They have a bunch of random holes in it. Not random, but for different machines. See which ones line up. I assume that's why they're there, or different positions. No, that's not the one. This is the one. And that is why you get extra. Got it though. Get that one started. Let's get another one. See if I can get this one started. See where another hole is. Yeah, there's only 2 holes that line up. Good enough for me. So this is done. Got a good amount of wood. I'd say over a cord. Got the splitter all ready to go. So this pile's gone. Those 4 pieces, 2 big pieces there, 2 big pieces there. I don't have my chainsaw with me, so those I'm just gonna leave there. Could deal with those next time. Maybe when and if I come back to do all that, the 6-foot pile. I'll probably do that after they stack this. So she said she'll take care of the stacking of the wood as long as I split it. Not a problem. And like I said, I made this little spot for the firewood when I did the tree removal video. And so they definitely got a good amount of wood. A lot of it is beyond prime, way beyond prime. So that's why they want to start burning it now. Get rid of it this year. It's better than just throwing it in the woods and letting it rot. So at least you can enjoy it. And then all that other wood back there, when this is all gone or starts getting low, we'll probably come back and split more of that. Or even once this is all stacked, depending on how much room there is on the pallets. Or if she wants me to grab her more pallets. So, the repairs on the splitter. Let's go over those. I had all 4 original bolts there, so I tightened up the loose ones and I put lock nuts on the other 2. This one I put a lock nut on and a lock nut on the other side. And then I sprayed a little lubricant on the rail. As for the exhaust diverter, worked real good. The exhaust is going this way, except when you're over here, the exhaust is blowing right by your face. When you bend down to pick up a log or reach over to get a log, you're getting a mouthful of exhaust, because now it's shooting straight across here, and anytime your head is right there, it's just blasting you. So you kind of got to keep your head out of the exhaust. So I'm gonna figure something else out about that. I'll check out my other engines, see what other diverters I have. Worst case scenario, I just won't. I could always just put a little deflector, aluminum deflector right there, just to shoot it back that way. It's not bad though. You're using it outside, so it's not like you're in a confined spot. So now I am waiting for one of my sons to show up to get this log splitter back up that hill. As you can see the house, the hill's like this, the yard is like this the whole way. And it'll just destroy me trying to drag this all the way back up to get it into the driveway to load it up onto the trailer. So he is willing to drive out here and help me drag this up the hill. So I'll grab a glass of water, put my tools away, and go from there. Flowers everywhere.